26RE007, 26RE008, 26RE009, 26RE0010, 26RE0011, 26RE0012, and lastly 26RE0013. Under the Bids and Awards Committee of the DPWH Negros Occidental 5th District Engineering Office. Before I formally call this pre-bid conference to order, may I request Sir Noy to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together for this pre-bid conference. Grant us wisdom, fairness, and transparency as we discuss and clarify the matters before us. May this process be guided by integrity and serve the best interests of the public. Amen.
This pre-bid conference is being live streamed through YouTube channel of DPWH Negros Occidental 5th DEO-back. Kindly turn your cellular phones in silence mode, please. Thank you. May I request the back secretariat, Engineer Benji C. Moroca, to do the roll call and determine if there is a quorum.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We'll now have a roll call for us to determine whether the back is in quorum. So kindly say present or raise your hand once your name is being called. We have Engineer CTI Pai Shara Satar, our back chairperson.
Present.
Engineer Raul A. De La Torre, our back vice chairperson. Ma'am Roda M. D. Oca, the back regular member. Engineer Romalo Isumanoy Jr., back provisional member.
Present.
We have also Engineer Luis Rafael G. Pilaes from the implementing unit.
Present.
And the head of the back secretariat or the procurement unit, yours truly, Benji C. Moraca, and also other members of the back secretariat are present. We also have here from our representative from interested bidders, we have Ma'am May Jane Virtusio from RQBT Construction and Ma'am Camilla Dayuday from the Kenneth Construction.
That's right.
That's all.
Since we have a quorum duly confirmed, I now formally call this pre-bid conference to order. May I request the back secretariat to present the overview and details of the projects.
So these are the projects, 7 projects for this morning for this pre-bid conference. We have contract ID 26RE0007, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Agpangi, Calatrava, Negros Occidental, with the following coordinates: 123.42054 and 10.57784 degrees. Contract ID number 26RA0008, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Guadalupe, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, 123.368837 degrees, 10.453502 degrees. And contract ID number 26RE0009, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Lemery, Calatrava, Negros Occidental, with the following coordinates: 123.49, 24.25 degrees, and 10.633782 degrees. Contract ID number 26RE0010, rehabilitation, major repair of road slope protection structure along Junction National Road, Sagay-Bato-Dian-Marcelo, Balea, Junction Road, K000118 plus 378 to K0118 plus 578. We also have contract ID number 26RE0011 for the rehabilitation, major repair of road slope protection structure along Bacolod North Road, K0096 plus 942 to K0097 plus 042 and K0102 plus 796 to K0102 plus 814. Contract ID number 26RE0012. Rehabilitation, a major repair of road slope protection structure along junction PS Benedicto-Spur 16 Calatrava Road, kilometer 083 plus 737 to K0084. Then contract ID number 26RE0013, installation, application of road safety facilities or road safety, roadway lighting along Bacolod North Road, K0137 plus 661 to K0138 plus 471. So these are the contract data of those mentioned projects. We have for the first contract ID 26RE0007. Contract name is construction of multipurpose building Barangay Agpangi, Calatrava, Negros Occidental, with the following coordinates 123.42, 1054, and 10.57784 degrees. Location is Calatrava, Negros Occidental. The implementing office is Negros Occidental, 5th District Engineering Office. Funding source is FY or GAA 2026. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Scope of works, construction of multipurpose building including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical works, mechanical and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specifications or as directed by the engineer. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. For the requirements of our bidding documents, so for the major and similar category of works, for the major category of works, we have BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And for the similar categories of works, BICW PHCCP, buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, cast-in-place piles, and BICW PLCCP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. We also have BICW PHCDP, or buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, driven piles. BICW PLCDP, buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame, driven piles. BICO PHC, buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. Then BIL, or buildings industrial plant, low-rise. BIH, buildings industrial plant, high-rise. BIM, buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the list of key personnel, 1 personnel for each project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, construction safety officer, and foreman. For the minimum number of years, we have 1 year for the project manager and foreman, and 3 years for the project manager and foreman under the total work experience. For project engineer, materials engineer, and construction safety officer, no minimum years of experience provided that they are accredited project engineer and materials engineer and cost training or safety officer. Then for the list of key equipment units, 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit, cargo or service truck, water truck, generator set, welding machine, 1 unit for each equipment. And concrete vibrator, 2 units, bar cutter with 25mm maximum diameter, 1, bar bender, also 25mm diameter, 1, cutting outfit, 1, plate compactor, 2. So for our minimum material testing equipment for small contractors, we have kindly refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 for the minimum material testing equipment, and then DEO 127 series of 2018 or the strict application of the RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. The required PCAB license for this contract as follows: license category C and D, and then license classification small b. This is the minimum. And for our contract data of the second project, 26RE0008, contract name is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Guadalupe, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, with the coordinates of 123.368837 and 10.45 degrees. Location is San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, under the DPWH Negros Occidental 5th District Engineering Office. The funding source is FYGAA 2026. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Scope of works, construction of multipurpose building including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical, mechanical, and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specifications or as directed by the engineer. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. So again, for the major and similar category of works, for the major category of works, we have buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And then similar categories of works, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, cast and placed piles, buildings, construction with piles, low-rise, concrete frame, cast in place piles. And also buildings, construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, driven piles, buildings, construction with piles, low-rise, concrete frame, driven piles, buildings, construction without piles, high-rise, concrete frame, buildings, industrial plant, low-rise, buildings, industrial plant, high-rise, buildings, industrial plant, medium-rise. So for the list of key personnel, again, for project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, and safety officer, and foreman, minimum number is 1. And for the minimum years of similar experience, 1 for the project manager and foreman, and 3 for their total work experience. Then for project engineer, materials engineer, and safety officer, at least accredited field engineers, and with cost training. So for the equipment units required, 1 bagger mixer, cargo or service truck, water truck, generator set, welding machine, or electric driven, 1 for each equipment. Concrete vibrator, 2 units, bar cutter and bar bender for 25mm diameter, 1 for each equipment. And then cutting outfit and cutting outfit is 1, plate compactor is 2 units. Please refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 for our minimum material testing equipment, and DEO 127 series of 2018 for the strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. So the required pickup license for these projects or project is license category C and D, license classification is small b.
For contract ID number 26RE009, contract name, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Lemery, Calatrava, Negros Occidental, with 123.49 to 4.5 degrees to 10.633782 degrees. Locations, Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, 5th DEO. Funding source, FY 2026 General Appropriations Act. And the approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. The scope of works, construction of multi-purpose building including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, plumbing works, electrical works, mechanical works, and finishing works as indicated in the plans and specification are directed by the engineer. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. For the requirements of bidding documents for the major and similar categories of works, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And for the similar categories of work, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, cast and place piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame cast in place piles. Buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame driven piles. Buildings construction with piles, low-rise concrete frame driven piles. Buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frame. Buildings industrial plant, low-rise. Buildings industrial plant, high-rise. Buildings industrial plant, medium-rise. For the list of key personnel, for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, construction safety officer, and foreman, the minimum number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of similar experience for project engineer and foreman is 1. And the total work experience for project manager and foreman is 3. And the qualification for project engineer is DPWH accredited project engineer. And for the materials, DPWH accredited materials engineer. And for the construction safety officer with course training. For the list of key equipment, 1 bagger mixer 1 unit, cargo service truck 1, water truck pump 1, generator set 1, welding machine electric driven 1, concrete vibrator flexible shop type 2, bar cutter 1, bar bender 1, cutting outfit 1, plate compactor 2. For the minimum materials testing equipment for small contractors, please refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DEO 127 series of 2018 for the strict application of ROA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. The required pickup license for this contract is as follows. License category C and D, and license classification small b. For contract ID 26RE0010, rehabilitation and major repair of road slope protection structure along Junction National Road Sagay-Bato-Dian-Marcelo Balea Junction Road, kilometer 118 plus 378 to kilometer 118 plus 578. Location is Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental, 5th DEO. Funding source, FY 2026, General Appropriations Act. Approved budget for this contract is 6,681,640. Scope of works, rehabilitation or major repair of road slope protection structure, including construction of paved shoulder and drainage canal. The contract duration is 154 calendar days. For the major and similar categories of works, roads construction, slope protection using structural measures. For the similar categories of works, flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measures. Flood control, construction, hydraulics, river control. For the list of key personnel, for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, construction safety officer, and foreman, the minimum requirements is, or number of personnel is 1. For the minimum years of similar experience for project manager and foreman is 3. And for the total work experience is 5 years. For the qualifications for the project engineer, for DPWH accredited project engineer, and for the materials engineer, DPWH accredited materials engineer, and for the construction safety officer with course training. For a list of key equipment units, backhoe 1, backhoe wheel mounted 1, dump truck 1, cargo service truck 1, water truck pump 1. Plate compactor 1 bagger mixer 1, mechanized joint sealer 1. And for the materials testing equipment for small contractors, please refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DEO 127 series of 2018 in strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of those qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. The required pickup license for this contract, license category C and D, and license classification small b.
For the next contract ID, number 26RE0011, contract name, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Road Slope Protection Structure along Bacolod North Road, kilometer 0096 plus 942 to K0097 plus 042, and then kilometer 0102 plus 796 to kilometer 0102 plus 814, located in Escalante, Negros Occidental. Implementing office is DPWH Negros Occidental 5th District Engineering Office. The funding source is FY-GAA 2026. The approved budget for the contract is 4,900,000. The scope of works is rehabilitation or major repair of road slope protection structure using stone masonry with concrete sheet pile foundation on the right side, including lined canal on the left side, and then paving of shoulder of both sides. Contract duration is 120 calendar days. So for the major and similar category of works, RCSPS, roads, construction, slope protection using structural measures. Similar categories of works, flood controls, construction, slope protection using structural measures, and flood control, construction, hydraulics, river control. For our key personnel, project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, safety officer, and foreman, one for each personnel. And then minimum years of similar experience, one for the project manager and foreman, and 3 for their total years of experience. Then the qualification is for the project engineer and materials engineer, should be accredited field engineer, from the DPWH, and then should attended the course training for the safety officer. For our key equipment units, transit mixer, water truck, 1 bagger mixer, motorized road grader, and vibratory roller, 1 for each equipment. You also have backhoe, joint sealer machine, dump truck, cargo truck, and payloader, 1 for each equipment. Crawler crane, jackhammer, drop hammer, plate compactor, concrete spreader, concrete vibrator, also 1 for each equipment. Again, refer to DO11 series of 2017 for the minimum material testing, and then the provisions of DO127 series of 2018. Next. So for the required pickup license category C and D, and license classification is small b. For the next contract ID number 26RE0012, rehabilitation, major repair of road slope protection along junction DS Benedicto-Spur 16, Calatrava Road, K0083 plus 737 to K0084 plus 000. Location is Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implemented by DPWH Negros Occidental 5th District Engineering Office under FYGAA 2026. The approved budget for the contract is 4,454,054 pesos. Scope of works, rehabilitation, major repair of road slope using stone masonry with concrete sheet pile foundation, including paving of shoulder on the right side. Contract duration is 120 calendar days. For our major and similar category of works, roads construction, slope protection using structural measures, and flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measures, flood control, construction, hydraulics, river control. And for our key personnel, again, 1 for project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, construction safety officer, and foreman. With minimum number of years is 1 for the project manager and foreman, and 3 for their total minimum work experience. And for the project engineer and materials engineer, should be an accredited DPWH field engineer. And for the construction safety officer, should attended the course training. So the list of key equipment units: 1 for transit mixer, water truck, 1 bagger mixer, motorized road grader, and vibratory roller. Also 1 for backhoe, joint sealer machine, dump truck, cargo truck, payloader, and 1 for crawler crane, jackhammer, drop hammer, plate compactor, concrete spreader, and concrete vibrator. Again, for our material testing equipment, kindly refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 and also the requirements of DEO 127 series of 2018. For the pickup license requirement, license category is C and D, and license classification small b. For our last contract, ID 26RE0013. Contract name, installation, application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along Bacolod North Road, kilometer 0137 plus 661 to kilometer 0138 plus 471. Location is Calatrava, Negros Occidental. Implementing Office, DPWH Negros Occidental 5th DEO. Funding source is FYGAA 2026. The approved budget for the contract is 8,213,380 pesos. Scope of works, installation of roadway lighting structures having 56 units, and contract duration is 180 calendar days. Major similar category of works, TMS, Traffic Engineering and Management System, and for similar categories of works, Traffic Engineering Guardrails, Traffic Engineering Pavement Markings, Traffic Engineering Profile Markings. Also for similar categories of works, TEPS, Traffic Engineering Pavement Studs, TES, Traffic Engineering Signalization, TEA, Traffic Engineering Signage. For the minimum personnel, 1 for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, safety officer, and foreman. So the minimum years of experience, similar experience, is 3 for project manager and foreman, and 5 years for their total experience. Qualification is accredited project engineer and materials engineer, and then attended a course training for the safety officer. So these are the list of the key equipment units. 2 units for transit mixer, 1 unit for the water truck, 1 bagger mixer, motorized road grader, vibratory roller. Next, backhoe, mechanized joint sealer, dump truck, concrete spreader, concrete vibrator, 2 units. Crawler crane, jackhammer, drop hammer, plate compactor, concrete spreader 1, concrete vibrator 1. Kindly refer to DEO 11 series of 2017 for the material testing equipment and DEO 127 series of 2018 for the strict application of RA 9184. Again, for the required pickup license is license category C and D, and then license classification is small b. So the schedules, the deadline for the submission of clarification is April 1, 2026. Deadline for the submission of bids, April 8, 2026. So please submit 1 original copy for technical and financial envelope of its bid. The place of submission is Conference Room, DPWH Negros Occidental, 5th DEO, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Then pursuant to the Memorandum Circular Number 114 Series of 2026 issued by the Office of the President, implementing a 4-day on-site work arrangement, on-site inquiries and inspection of bidding documents on Fridays may not be feasible. So all interested bidders may instead coordinate with the Back Secretariat through the contact number indicated in the invitation to bid. So these are the eligibility requirements.
For the eligibility requirements, we have Class A documents, legal documents, registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages as per GPPB Resolution Number 15, Series of 2021. Technical documents, we have statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules with certificate of acceptance. Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. Original copy of bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period, or original copy of notarized bill securing declaration and project requirements, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. List of contractors' minimum material testing equipment as per DEO 11 series of 2017. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement and, if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of a joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, the prospective bidder's audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. For Class B documents or for joint venture, valid joint venture agreement, and if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case of the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the technical documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of technical documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively in the right-hand top margin and signed below page number by a duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient document in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. For the submission and receipt of bids, so here are the contents of the second envelope or financial proposal. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid, and cash flow by quarter. Please take note that for manual submission of bids, the financial documents is preferably book-bounded. The contents of financial documents are preferably numbered, paginated consecutively at the right top margin, and signed below page number by duly authorized representative for both manual and electronic submission of the bids. Any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the required checklist is a ground for outright rejection or non-complying of the bid. So here are the common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidders. Failure to submit the original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor. Shorter bid validity and bid security validity period. Overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel. Failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form, and late submission of bid. We also have failure to submit supporting documents, example, certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project if equipment pledge is to be leased or purchased. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Unsatisfactory CPES rating. Here are the common errors in the submission of bids. Single proprietor, signatory should be the owner or proprietor only. For corporation or cooperative, the Board of Secretaries certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. For partnership, as indicated in the Articles of Partnership. For the bid security, the bid validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. For the bid security validity period, it's 120 calendar days from the date of submission of bids. So the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated below. So we have cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable LC issued by a universal or commercial bank. So the amount of bid security for the mentioned items, not less than percentage of the ABC, is 2%. For surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security is 5%. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. So here are the following factors to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. So for completeness, no price in required item, non-responsive, indicating a 0 or a dash, free to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. For arithmetical corrections, bid prices and figures versus words, words prevail. For total price per item versus unit price per item, unit price prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual sum prevails. Unit cost and detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ, BOQ prevails. If above ABC, it is disqualified. For post-qualification, verification, validation, and ascertainment of statements made and documents submitted, we have the legal requirements, licenses, certificates, permits, agreements, and exclusion in any blacklist. For technical requirements, we have key personal minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied, availability and commitment of major construction equipment, failure of the prospective bidder to state the complete technical description of the pledged equipment in the specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security as per DEO number 58, series of 2012. For technical requirements, performance in ongoing government and private contracts, negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project, or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works and complete ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance in the prescribed date after receipt of the notice of defects and failures. Substandard quality of works or unsatisfactory performance per contract per conditions at the term of inspection. DEO number 127, series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with DPWH. Authenticity and correctness of bid security, financial requirements, bid price proposal, and NFCC. So here are the notes on the personal and equipment requirements of the project as per DEO number 9, series of 2012, or technical requirements for civil works projects for public bidding. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that one personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded to the contract, and 2, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. Also, the bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded in a contract under bidding. These certifications shall be included in the first envelope of the sealed bid. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected, and if any equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. So for the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. Contract award should be made within the bid validity period. Subcontracting is not allowed.
Hearing none, if there are no further matters to discuss, may I request a motion to adjourn? The time is 10:50. With the motion duly second, the pre-bid conference is hereby declared adjourned.